What do you mean? You're playing F1?
And
Why don't you stream last week?
yeah,
I just like to see, the race from different perspectives.
fine. I'll stream next time.
I know. I watched.
But not because you told me to.
I watched Spittle's POV of when you were holding him off as well.
Do you check?
Papa bless.
I didn't break
He
check
wasn't
him.
holding him up, he was driving defense.
Where do you want me?
That was fucking nasty, Spelly.
We're currently just chilling at the 908 spawn area,
Leave me alone, okay? I did it within the legalities of the rules.
but we will be heading over to Goravia.
Hello, Kill.
What
What
up?
over here, fuckers?
Whoa, shit! We summoned him and he's appeared, and he hurt himself.
Nah, I'm alright. It's just my war screen.
That's not what the bit of blood on the ground says.
So you
Yeah,
walk away,
well-
fall off a wall and go, ah,
Yeah, that's my war face. Ah,
that's not a war face, show me your war face.
it's like Dracula.
Since Blakeway left, we've got a new contender for the campus man in NATO.
That's
Hey, that's alright. You can camp on me anytime.
Noted.
Hendrix,
Yeah.
are you ready to rock and roll?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Alright then, fuck it, let's go to Gravia.
Might just be us for two for the first little bit because Chumley's game's been all fucky wucky.
Fucky wacky. So many pilots now.
Too many pilots.
Too many men, too many men.
Who are absent right now?
What? We have 6 pilots.
I already
Yeah.
The
did,
big
actually.
flag.
Yes, Peach, we have 6.
Crazy.
Alright.
That's like a whole
crack on with
section.
my stream then.
Yes, but imagine the firepower, though.
I know.
AC 130.
User
Yeah, no,
joined your
not
channel.
that.
Hey, you got the paint off your face. Nice.
Anyways, in the meantime,
Oh, mad on your face.
McFly, you want to conduct the beginning of the lesson?
I thought we'd just start off with the walk around we do.
Yeah.
Recheck?
Walk around and then equipment and comms.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you Zeus, and hang on, I'm fucking it. Fucking sword. I can't hear anything. Sure. If I'll give you Zeus, you can turn all the airframes, and I'll go through radios and shit. Sure.
Okay.
Alright, Zeus.
How long do you reckon that will take?
What, the radios and the walk around?
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes, not too long.
Okay.
Unless they have loads of questions, which I'm more than happy to answer, of course.
Okay.
I am retarded, so I might not be able to answer them.
Well, I might stand here and see whether my machine can run a different game in the background. I'll just jerk myself off to that until you need me.
Have you got Zeus?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not you. I mean, do you want
I
Zeus?
mean, I do,
Ah, okay.
Yes, I
Yeah, I feel okay. I think all Incorp people should have Zeus, but yeah.
yeah.
Right, sweet.
Well, apparently
Hello,
I only get it because I'm a
ladies.
detachment commander, Lamal.
Right.
Lama.
Right. So yeah, we'll start off with the short range. So we only use one short range really, which is 95.8.
User joined your channel.
Recheck.
User joined your channel.
Already check.
User joined your channel. User left your channel. Joined your channel.
Ready to check, Hendrix?
Ready to check, ARMA.
User joined your channel. 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 User joined your channel.
training, but we will get there eventually. So if you ace interact with the board and go to the arsenal, ignore the weapon.
Is this supposed to be clipping through the window, I guess?
Good, Peach.
Where?
You good?
Yeah, I'm just running around. Look,
Well,
tell me,
this whole fleet.
are the AIM... I assume they're AIM 120s, yeah?
Meteors, but what about them?
This is supposed to clip through the back here.
I don't know.
Because I was looking at it earlier and I was like...
I don't know. ARMA limitations, I guess. Who knows? But also, this is just spawning them down in Zeus, so they don't spawn like the proper places sometimes. Like, for example, that one, configuring the pylons in Zeus doesn't actually put the pylons on the wings.
Ah, yeah. That's big whack.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
There we go. And then that's that. And then that's the fixed wing stuff. So you can, I guess, save that if you want, Gamma, and just call it fixed wing or something. And then, as Hendrix rightly said, if you go to binoculars, and the top one is called the ANPQ1 SOFLAM, which we are allowed to use, but flight being flight, we don't use it a great deal.
Yeah, also don't forget aviator glasses.
If you want to rock aviator glasses, you can do. There's no problem with that. Also, make sure you get your radio back. For some reason, fucking going Arsenal likes to remove your short-range radio.
Yeah, if you select it, then it fucks up. And I have to do the radio channels again. Ugh.
Right, and then feel free to get your normal uniform back.
Which one is it? The
SOFLAM or the
radio? Is it literally just radio, or is
it's
it
the AN1521.
52. Yep.
Yeah, and then just get your fucking
It's same as
loadout back.
infantry.
I'm a pleb and didn't save it. I can't remember if I was wearing my beret or my fucking actual helmet.
I'll check your backpack and let you know.
Roger.
Wearing Barry.
Ah, okay.
Whoa.
Well, I think that's it for gear. So, Pele, if you want to start them on this while I fucking fiddle my way and get my shit back.
Alright, eventually we'll have to
walk
scroll through
around.
controls and review distance settings.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, we can do that.
Alright, so we'll have to start from that end. I'll teleport us there. Shall I teleport you, McFly?
Drive them, Pele, drive them. Immersion.
Fine. I'll just bring the car closer then.
Oh,
Fine, let's
my
go.
God.
What?
Nothing.
Alright, let's go.
Oh.
Right, let's head through the fleet. So yeah, we're gonna start at the complete left. Hendrix probably experienced some of this before, but this is now the full details necessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be writing some stuff down now as well.
Me too.
There we go. Put this press here.
Hey, there's actual images inside the back of this vehicle.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right. So, starting over here at the very left, we're going to start first with the helicopters, and then we're going to work our way upwards to the, well, larger of the airframes. So starting from back here with our smallest airframe, the Wildcat. Okay. So yeah, starting with the Wildcat, our smallest airframe. Let me actually get a bit more detailed on it, because I forgot to get the document out. McFly.
Bonjour.
Could you just double check, make sure I haven't missed any aircraft? I think that's all of them.
I'm gonna have a quick look.
Have to get.
Damn, we got a
absolutely.
lot of fucking planes and shit.
You just
I mean,
noticed?
it looks like it's all there. I mean, the
Alright.
most important ones are there anyway.
Okay. One second.
Uh,
And my iPad is not loading in time to just.
right, then.
Very much
Yeah.
liking that one.
Ah, there we go. That's what I need.
Better just check my view distance since we finished campaign. Yeah, I'm good.
What was your view distance on the Polish map? Which was it? Brimstone or Wojciech?
We had to lower ours to like 4, I think.
Fuck.
'Cause there was day 2, we couldn't even take off, and then we
Yeah.
realised.
Fucking
Hold
weird.
Have you gone through the view distance, Billy?
No, you can get to it right now.
Okay,
We'll
yeah,
do
yeah,
something.
Well, it sounds like Hendrix already knows how to do it, but Jammer, for your sake, if you press escape,
Yep.
And then go to configure, and then add-on options,
Add-on options.
and then you click the scroll down and find ACE view distance limiter.
View distance limit. Yep.
Yeah, and click that, and then obviously, depending on how powerful your PC is, you can set the air vehicle distance to 10 clicks. I mean, I'm on 8 clicks. I think Pelly is on 10. Just try and make it a bit more than your on foot and land vehicle variants.
I got on 10 right now. I'm running 43 frames.
Mm.
Is more than the last few weeks. In
Just try and
campaign.
set it a bit further than normally, so then you can be a bit more effective in the sky.
I mean, Jam is running right now like 37 frames.
Yeah, and that's that, and then just click OK when you've done that.
Yeah.
You
You can see my frame rate.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
have you got
good.
that client thing? Shit,
Yes.
I can't remember if I. Oh, I must have unticked it. God damn it! I wish I had it.
I think I just need to get a better CPU. I've got a 3060 Ti, and I think the 3060
Yeah,
Ti is.
A 3060 Ti. Whoa, well, we were.
Sure.
Right, is that it? Instead, are we going on airframe walk around now?
Yeah, pretty much we're starting here with the Wildcat.
Okay. Do you want to
Yeah.
lead it or?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm doing it. Okay, so pretty much starting off, we've got here the Mark 6 Wildcat, I believe. Which we have
All
we
three
have,
of them?
Yeah, they're all technically Mark 6s. At least that's the Mark number for the current iteration of the British Army. They use the Royal Navy, I believe, use Mark 8s. But anyways, the point is, in these ones, we've got the Wildcat Mark 6 in the 6-seat configuration. The 8-seat configuration, obviously, you can have different weapons, but on these airframes, it's specifically fixed to the way it is. So what you get is what you have, except for that one in the future. That one is the more up-to-date one, and as soon as it gets some more updates, if Rock ever does his updates, we'll transition to that as our permanent airframe of usage, which can also have a sea tow missile, and so a bunch of tow missiles and a sea venom missile.
Oh,
Otherwise, it's rocket pods and a 20 mil gun.
So this is the 6 feet seat. That's the 8 feet. It's seat. Fucking hell.
You
And
don't have
that
to.
one is
You don't.
ND?
Yes, all you have to know is just pretty much all you have to know about them is that either that one over there has 4 seats, and then in this one you can see 6 seats. If you come over to the side with me, you can see that the seats are in the back, and then people can also ride on the side of the skids here. While if we move over to the 8 one, you can see that there's
Yeah.
also seats in the middle as well.
But you can't ride the skids, obviously, because of the missiles.
Yeah,
Rockets.
obviously. There's a transport 8-seat version which doesn't have the rockets, but again, as you can tell, there's more seats in that one. So obviously you can just tell easily by that one having the most seats which is 8, then you know 6, and then that one is just 4. The reason why it's important to know this is because depending on how many reinserts you have got. Alright,
Okay.
the Wildcat
makes sense.
requires 2 pilots to be fully operational because
User
the
left
pilot
your
can
channel.
fly,
User
but
joined
the
your channel.
co-pilot is needed to operate the camera, and in the case of the ones with Hellfires, to also fire the missiles, or at least coordinate the targeting of the missiles in long distance. So yeah, that pretty much concludes it for the Wildcat. Yeah, nothing else there. So then now we move on to the next airframe, which was technically the one that replaced it. Let me just go on yelling.
Wait, did you say we haven't used these in a while?
Huh? We have not used these in a while.
Yeah, ever since we got the Griffin, we've barely touched these the older Wildcats anyway.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Griffin is life.
So yeah, moving on
I love
to the Griffin. So this is essentially the. Unfortunately, this is not even in the document yet because it's not. But anyways. So yeah, this is just a Griffin helicopter. It does, I believe, it has the HT1, which is for the variant for that one, which is training essentially, helicopter training by the British designation, and then you've got just the was it GF1, I believe, for the standard 2 Griffins, which comes in 2 flavors, either an armed version with rocket pods and door guns, or just a fully passenger one. But both of them have a camera targeting pod at the bottom. Probably one of the most useful cameras out of all of our other airframes. It's at least the most advanced in terms of its slewing capabilities and so forth, and it looks the most realistic. Otherwise, most of the training will technically be done on similar helicopters like this with the black and yellow paint scheme.
Okay, so do you also need a co-pilot for the camera then?
Yes, you need a co-pilot for the camera.
Are we doing call signs?
We'll do that at the end once they have all the airframes, and then afterwards we'll just give them all the call signs in one go.
Roger, roger.
So yeah, just leave a little bit of space for that with the call signs at the end. But for the meantime, that is the Griffin. Carrying capacity is around 8 people, I believe, in the non-armed one, but because the armed one has 2 extra door guns, you can carry up to 10.
Oh, that's more than.
Yes. But the only danger about the armed Griffin is that there is no safety on. So basically, your trigger will always be live, whether you're on the guns or on the rocket pods.
Yeah, I was testing out the a few of the Russian helicopters on Edita, and I think Chinook as well.
McFly, you counting the
Not
seats?
the Chinook, sorry.
Yeah, I'm counting the seats.
They had the
Okay.
master safe on it.
Yeah. So anyways, now let's move on to, before we move on to the larger helicopters, let's move on to this little guy here. So this is
They've both got 9 seats.
9?
Yeah, they've both got 9 passenger seats, including the guns.
99999.
Well, I
Officially,
just
it was the
ace
10th one.
interacted. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm checking. I don't know.
Oh well.
I just ace interacted with it and
That's fine.
could get in. Where the fuck's the ace interact gone? I lost that. There it is.
Okay.
Anywho, yes.
So yeah, this is the Juno, the replacing training helicopter right now. As the
Is
RAF
it Juno?
Yes, Juno.
Juno.
Yeah.
Currently, this is the helicopter replacing all the Griffins in the RAF fleet. We technically, in reality, there's only 3 Griffins left in the RAF inventory. This has replaced all of them as the main training aircraft. We will also be doing a bit of training in it, depending on on the purpose of the night. Obviously, we'll be going between the Griffins. This one adds a bit of extra mobility, so you can get a handle of what it's like to fly the Wildcat, and also sort of the size of the Wildcat, but it's just slightly larger, essentially. So yeah,
Is it?
Slightly larger.
The Wildcat or this one?
This one is slightly larger just due to rotor span and the tail length.
Okay.
But anyways, so yeah, it's just a simple helicopter. It has a camera, again, targeted from the co-pilot seat on the right skid.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, then now we move on to the larger helicopters. So these are the unpopular amongst current flight members HC3 Merlins. Currently, these are the 3 configurations. If we were to use them, we would use these ones most likely. Between this being the 18-seat GPMG, I'm pretty sure you can tell why it's called a GPMG. The Seesaw variant, which has stretchers in the back of it. And then the last one is the HC3 Cargo, which has no seats, and we can load things such as quad bikes, resupplies, boxes, and so forth into the back. Again, these helicopters also have a front I-STAR camera. I-STAR standing for Intelligence Search. Wait, what is it?
Surveillance.
Sorry, Intelligence Surveillance Track and
Target acquisition something blah blah.
yeah. Either way, we don't really
Do we need to know that?
You don't.
Is
Technically no. You just got to know that I-STAR.
As long as you
means
understand
look
what
for
I-STAR meaning, that would be good
Okay.
enough.
And then is it important to know all these configurations of the crafts? Because like, what's this one called again?
You don't need like the technical name. You just need to know like,
That
oh, this
what it
is the one with
does.
the
We use-
stretchers kind of in it, you know.
So it's
Seesaw,
pretty
is
much
that combat search and rescue?
exactly.
Yeah, big
Specifically,
brain.
Mert will be wanting to be using this when they eventually get formed.
Yeah, Merc can suck my pee-pee. They're using that.
Yeah, there is. We'll get to that one in a second. But anyways, so pretty much again, if you notice a theme, again a I-STAR camera at the front, being able to again look. This is probably the weakest I-STAR camera of the entire helicopter fleet, but some people for some reason like this helicopter, but most of us in flight don't.
There's only one person I know that likes this helicopter.
Gibbons.
Either way,
Yes.
Can
even
you
Duff likes it.
explain why you don't like it? Or is it just because of the camera?
It's just it's mainly used by the Navy. That's my main reason.
Yeah, I noticed. Well,
It's
Navy uses
mainly
it a lot.
mainly Royal Navy. They use HC4s and they've taken the last HC3s out of our fleet, but it's still in the mod pack, so we have to show it
And
anyways.
Gibbons is like, oh,
Really?
use it. I'm
Yes.
like, no, the RAF don't use it. So, yeah, that's my
Are
main reason.
the last time you told me about the 24 and the 36 seaters? Are those not relevant?
Those are just showing you that all the different ones were in the mod pack, and these are the only ones that would be technically of relevance to us. The only
Okay.
time we would ever need the 32-seat variant, which is the highest capacity of the Merlins, would be, well, every single section attended, and we ran out of space in other airframes.
Like that's gonna happen.
So yeah.
Okay, understood.
So yeah. Apart from that, the helicopter also has a deployable, essentially winch, which just can swing outwards, and then members of the infantry can fast rope from it. And that should cover the Merlin. The only thing about it is we don't like is also it's a bit twitchy in its handling. For a helicopter of its size, it shouldn't be that agile or that twitchy, essentially. But anyways, that's it from that. Now we move on to the primary helicopter that we use for most of our operations. So this is the HC6 Chinook helicopter. The reason why it's not the CH-47 like most of the Americans or other export nations use is because the UK has upgraded more powerful engines on the rear. Obviously not yet shown in the model, but the actual performance difference is there. On top of that, this helicopter is maximum seating capacity is 36 people, which again negated the only use the maximum capacity Merlin had in the past. So now we also have people who can sit in the center. Yeah, that's pretty much for that in terms of capacity. In terms of crew, it has a maximum crew of 6 people, but normally we'd only operate at a maximum of 5 because unless you just want to sit in the crew seat, but you can transfer between one of the doors and the crew seat as necessary. The helicopter comes with a front I-STAR camera as well, with significantly better range than the Merlin, because the Merlin is its comparable or competitor aircraft in the actual armed forces use. At the same time, the Chinook also comes with 3 times sling hooks. If you just bend down, you'll be able to see all 3 of them underneath there, which we can attach cargo to for sling loading purposes. The only downside to the Chinook is its large rotor span. Apart from that, it's also pretty well defended with 1 times 7.62 4,000 rounds per minute minigun with a Gimpy on the tail. On the right side, you will also find a a winch, which will be used in the future for combat search and rescue, and as well as it has a capability to fold the seats and have it a completely interior for just cargo purposes. Actually, McFly, if you want to go in the crew chief position,
You
and
want
do
me
that.
to? Hold on.
Yeah, and then just open the ramp so we can then see. So
I
yeah,
can't bloody open the ramp from here.
yeah. If you could just put it, just jump onto the load seat and then just do it. Okay.
Bonjour.
Yes.
Still looks so weird. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Anyways, so yeah, as you can see, at the moment he has got it in the stretcher configuration. He can then fold the stretchers, and this is now becomes the cargo configuration. And should then the infantry need transportation, he unfolds the seats, and then from there, it is now fully troop capable. One person at the beginning of every op, because this is currently a bug with the Chinook, is that it doesn't lock the stretchers when you first load into the game. That is a slight issue. The only way it locks them is you have to just cycle the seats upwards, extend the stretchers, then afterwards collapse them, and then you can deploy the seats and everything is fine. Just a weird pre-flight thing that you have to do with the Chinook.
Okay.
But otherwise, it is the helicopter that does everything pretty well.
It's
Except landing tight
beautiful.
spots.
Yeah, watch out for leaves.
Like myself some big ass.
Alright. And then now finally we move on to the last helicopter in the fleet.
The beauty.
Yes, so...
Not the coolest paint scheme I've seen this week.
Alright. Well, anyways, this is the AH-1 Apache. And pretty much it is, nowadays, it is a must to have a crew of 2, or a pilot will have to operate with an AI just riding in the front seat so that he can access the weapons from the back seat. It is also the most advanced helicopter currently in ARMA due to the clickable cockpit interactions, and also the most armed helicopter currently. So at the front you've got a...
What do you mean currently? Like what's coming then?
We don't know yet.
The future, Mr. Hendricks. The future.
Oh, okay.
Aliens.
So yes. But anyways, moving on. Pretty much everyone is aware, or at least in case you're not aware, it comes armed with the M230 30mm chain gun underneath, which has a swivel capability of 210 degrees left and right, I believe, or it could be 200 degrees flat. But anyways, the point is it's able to look completely left to complete right, and just enough backwards in case the target is slightly behind you. From there, you've also got the entire armament of Hellfires, which is more in depth than some of the other Hellfire aircraft we have, such as the Wildcat. In this case, we've got Hellfires in multiple flavors, from more close quarter combat in terms of towns, to anti-tanks, to thermal barracks, which are meant for bunkers, and then to ones which are meant for infantry, which have a lot of fragmentation. To complement that on top, you've also got unguided Hydra 70 rockets, which can be fitted in different arrays in the pods. From the pilot's perspective, you have got 2 cameras, one above the main TAD system, which is for the pilot in the rear, and then the one for the gunner, which operates also a laser designation system. Currently, it is folded away, but as soon as the helicopter gets powered up, the camera turns around. It's just for, in case there's anything that comes or hits the airfield, essentially the camera will still be protected, and then the helicopter can spool up and turn its camera on.
The camera, the most expensive thing on the craft, then?
One of the most expensive things. The engines are probably more expensive.
Okay.
And does the helmet work as in it does in real life? So if you look left and right, does the
Yes.
if you're the gunner? Okay, yeah.
Yes, that it is probably, even compared to other flight simulators, this is probably the most simulated Apache model in any game right now. But anyways, moving onwards, this concludes our rotary wing assets. Now we move on to our unmanned assets. McFly, if you want to take these ones.
Oh shit, okay. Follow me, gentlemen.
Spooked him.
I always forget, is this the Reaper? I keep forgetting
This
how
is
big
the
this thing
Reaper,
is.
yes.
big one.
This is the Reaper, controlled with the handy little what's it called? The UAV terminal that would replace your C-tab. luckily you can shove your C-tab in your backpack usually, so and it still works. All the Hellfires this thing fires are all laser guided, and luckily the Reaper can use its own laser to lock onto targets. You can get thermobaric, anti-tank warheads, and you can also get GBUs, 500 pounders, but I prefer to use the Hellfires just for sheer accuracy. And collateral. It's
I
pretty
like
fucking...
GPUs.
Well, if your preference, well, actually, it might not be. Depends what the mission is. But yeah, it's pretty fucking fast. I can't remember its top speed, but I mean, yeah, there's not much to say about it. It's a fucking UAV. You
How
just
does
point
the
point
how
to
does
where to
the
go.
terminal work? Like a distance from the terminal that I can go?
I believe the distance is unlimited.
Think of it
You
as
just-
satellite.
Ah, okay.
I got
Yeah,
two
you,
questions on this
Yep,
one.
go.
What you said Hellfire and GPU, and what was it in between?
Well, there's two types of Hellfires. You can get thermobaric, which is a sort of bigger explosion used for killing infantry,
Mhm.
and there's AT Hellfires. Obviously for anti-tank.
And then the second question is, when I played I was playing with some friends.
Mhm.
There was a moment where I had a UAV connected.
Yep.
I think it was the main armor one, and then all of a sudden, like it shows, it was still flying about, but it had like a circle and a stripe through the circle. Like I couldn't connect to it anymore. Is that something that's going to happen, or was that like a bug?
I think I know what you're on about. It means someone else is in control of the drone, and therefore they have to disconnect from the drone for someone else to connect to it via the terminal.
Okay, cool.
So, I mean, the only issue I think I've ever had with it is if the person controlling the drone dies, then they also lose control of it, and then it's just kind of like a rogue drone.
Yeah, I
It's
saw the
probably
video
that
of
then.
that on
Yeah,
someone's channel.
but
I
maybe
probably
Zeus's
died
will be
myself.
maybe Zeus's will be kind to us and spawn a new one or something if that happens.
Okay.
But it's not been too much of an issue. It's only happened during like home rotation, I think.
Cool.
But I think that pretty much covers. But obviously for this one, while this one says Royal Air Force, this is the 3CB one, which 3 Commando Brigade, the modded one. But lately we've been using the USAF one because the camera on it is just far superior, and it's got a lot more useful information on the side of the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously it just operates exactly the same. So we'll move on to the other little boy. The Watchkeeper, so small and so slow. Well, this is where it all began before we got the Reaper. It has no armaments. The only thing it can do is I-star with its little camera on the bottom. It does have a radar on it, I believe, so you can detect some, things. It is retardedly slow. I don't know how it stays airborne, to be fair. It's operates the same via UAV, so you use your terminal. I don't know, yeah, just I-star really. And if anything, I'd usually just take, if we're not allowed an armed drone, I'd rather just take an unarmed Reaper, but sometimes the Zeus's just like to give us the Watchkeeper, so.
Okay.
If it's down to personal preference, I'd take an unarmed one, but if the Zeus's give us this, then we're stuck with the
Yeah.
slow boy. And obviously both of these don't have any countermeasures, so you can try evasive maneuvers, but you're more than likely to get shot down. Any questions about that one?
Nope.
Sweet. Now we get on to the bubble, or as I nicknamed it earlier, the cage. I mean, it doesn't do
Feel free to
anything. It's
enter
just, it's just immersion purposes. But quote unquote, you get your UAV terminal, you come up to the door, and you go inside it. Select a seat.
Oh,
You okay,
that's
have a look
pretty
inside?
cool.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Amazon
Nice.
box.
fucking
Oh, shit,
awesome.
okay.
And then quote unquote, you scroll wheel, select UAV terminal, and control your drone
Well,
from in
that's
here.
not available.
Yeah, I mean that's that one. But I mean, you can just use the UAV terminal out of here. But if you want to be ultra immersion, you can just get in the bubble.
In the future, this might become a UAV terminal itself.
Well, I know the Spanish have
Nice.
got one, but
So fucking
I
cool.
wish we got the Spanish one. To be fair.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Is that
moving
the AAF watch?
Yeah,
well,
I guess
launch?
it's your turn again, Pelly.
Yeah,
Mm.
the only reason I asked you to do that is because I just wanted to eat a bit of my pizza before I
Oh,
go
fair
cold.
enough. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. So
Old
carry
ass
on.
pizza.
Yes. Okay, so now we're moving on to the manned fixed-wing aircraft. And we're going to start off with the Hawk jets, both the T1 and the T2.
Hawk jet.
Yes, BAE Hawk jets. So basically, what they are in the T1 is the older variant that came out in one of the, well, both of them came out quite early on. But the T1 is like a 1960s aircraft, 1970s. Currently only used by the Red Arrows of the Royal Air Force. In this case, we have the only fully working Red Arrows type jet. Don't know why. I was probably bored when I made it, but there. It can trail smoke in the three colors, red, white, and blue, if
And
necessary.
it has A9s.
That is just the loadout that it starts off with, but technically these would not be loaded with anything.
Okay, and load it in.
Yes, so essentially these are just the training aircraft. So before you start
User
off
left
flying
your
the
channel.
other more advanced aircraft, we will be testing your skills and in the back of these because they are two-seater aircraft, which a rear instructor can also have control, and it will also help. It will help in terms of training of getting you used to the controls, used to the speeds, and how ARMA works in terms of its jets and how we would operate.
Okay.
So the T2 would be your first jet once you finish initial training and become pilot officers.
This is the T2.
Yes.
Yeah.
So T1 and T2. So Hawk jet, T1 and T2.
We don't have the Texan, do we?
We do, but its flight model doesn't work at all.
Okay.
As in, you will probably crash and die. But anyway,
That's a shame. I love the Texan.
I mean, actually, I'll point it down just for the sake of showing that it exists. But
What flavor does
Yeah,
the
Texan.
Bob
I think it's
say?
what they
Oh,
fly
the Texan.
Let's see.
before they get to the home.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
we did
yeah,
have
hear
the
you now.
Texan.
Raspberry.
Raspberry.
Jammer's in the way. There we go. There we go.
That was me,
I-
most
If you
likely.
stand very still, we can
So yes, that is a Texan.
do some
It's-
ERP.
Its
ERP?
elevator is a bit too sensitive, so unfortunately we will not be used for training. If you
Okay.
really want to fly that badly, once you have finished your initial in this, then you are free to try and test this out and see if you still like it. But otherwise, yeah, it's not really worth it at the moment. But anyways, moving on to our main air superiority aircraft, the Eurofighter Typhoon. Currently comes in multiple different schemes and liveries. Also, it's pretty much, I believe, our fastest, as well as the one that can carry the most air-to-air ordnance with greatest distance and accuracy. So its radar for distance and also its missile types are pretty much, how do I say it? Well,
Unmatched.
not unmatched per se, but it against all Russian competitors, which is the
Unequal. I don't know.
yeah, unequal, I guess. Against
No.
the Russian counterparts, you should be winning every fight you're in with this aircraft and maintaining your speed throughout the entire dogfight if necessary.
Keyword there should. So no pressure.
We'll see after training.
What does
the
it
Euro-
have a Dutch flag flipped?
Something RAF insignia something.
Yeah.
It's not a Dutch flag.
It's the same colors. Okay.
The same colours as the US flag.
No, but it's the Dutch flag, but on its
The
side.
Dutch stole the
Isn't it the
colours
French
from
flag
us.
as well? If you look at it from another angle.
No,
Wait.
because that'll be wide instead of.
The red, white, and blue of the Union flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You know what?
moving on. Besides, it also is a multi-role aircraft, so it does have the capability to also use a targeting pod and drop laser-guided bombs and brimstone missiles on top of that. But it'll be more preferred to be left that for the next aircraft. If we move on to the next one. The next aircraft is the F-35B Lightning II. Pretty much there's not much said. It's either a loved aircraft or a hated aircraft depending on which side you're on. But either way for us, it does the job really well. its primary role for what we use it for is a strike aircraft, either in 2 flavors of the complete stealth version, which has clean wings and nothing else, or you can have it fully loaded to the brim with missiles and stuff. Ignore the hanging stuff, that's just Zeus, because if you load it through its normal system, it will be fine. But essentially, if it's fully loaded, you have an array of weapons from GBUs and the internal bays to Storm Shadows on the wings, Brimstones, and of course your typical air-to-air assortment on top of that. This aircraft is also very handy against taking out SAM sites due to its stealth capabilities. On top of that, it is also one of the only aircrafts in ARMA equipped, at least in our mod pack, it is equipped with a jamming system. So you can jam enemy radar, anything up to 8 kilometers, as well as jam radios, GPS, and even drones if necessary. And all
Can
currently
also
fully
do
functional.
vertical. Well, can't it?
It can. It can do vertical landings and vertical takeoffs, but realistically, it's a short takeoff. So yeah, not much said. One of the best iStar cameras, and
Oh, mate, the camera on it's fucking. Whoa.
Because the Royal Navy still don't have catapult systems on the ships.
so yes. But anyways,
It also has a targeting pod, right?
nope. It's integrated into the aircraft's DAS system. So you see that little piece of acrylic grass underneath the nose? That is the targeting camera.
Okay.
Oh
So-
yeah, so it's not a pod. It's an actual. Okay,
It's,
I understand.
it's integrated
the
into part of the
difference
aircraft.
then. Understood.
At the moment, these also have a targeting camera, but the thing is, I'm changing in the future to it be more realistic, so it will have a targeting pod instead.
Okay.
Yes. Anyways, and then that's everything for us involving our fighting aircraft. Now we move on to the main reason why we're called the 6th Airborne Division, and the aircraft that started all of it in the first place. So these are the HC, I believe they're HC2 Herculeses or HC3 Hercules. I forgot which HC they're currently on. One moment, let me just quickly confirm it. Sorry, C5 Herculeses. So currently the latest generation of Hercules, with pretty much for one purpose in the 6th AB, and that is to do paradrops. But as modding has advanced, we have gotten additional abilities added onto it, such as adding the area refueling boom, so you can air-to-air refuel with this aircraft as well. Obviously, it's a given for the fast jet aircraft, but you can also do it with this. We also have a refueling tanker Hercules, which can also be used to refuel other aircraft, which will have a fuel pod on the wing, which can be used for other aircraft to also air-to-air refuel. In the back of it, you also have space to put 1 times vehicle in the case of this one, which is the infantry one, if you come to the back. If we open the ramp, you will see that there is seats at the front and then still enough space at the back here to put 1 times vehicle. This has been done in mind with FSG so that they could have their Husky in the back here and paradrop at the same time with the infantry. But otherwise, if the need becomes necessary and we need to deploy multiple vehicles at the same time, but only using Hercules due to runway constraints, then we'll move to the front one, which is a cargo-only C-130. So if I open the back...
We have cargo, infantry, and tanker ones.
Yep. You don't need to worry about the tanker one, that feature is not used as much, but essentially you just need to know that there's a passenger one which has the seats at the front, or a fully cargo one where you have space for 2 vehicles if necessary.
How many spaces is there for infantry on the infantry one?
I believe it's 25, 26. Hold on, let me just double check. Let's see, where is that interaction? That is... Yeah. So yeah, up to 25 infantry in the passenger variant, but 1 infantry will be sat in the jump seat with the pilots.
And 1
Otherwise it's
vehicle
24.
then?
Yes, and 1 vehicle.
Cool.
But if the... Oh yes, I completely forgot about that one, McFly.
So, yeah, well,
Could you add those to the other ones? Because there's
Well,
3
the
of them.
radar one.
The
Yeah.
radar one, yeah. But yeah, anyways, to move on, if the space is still not enough, we are short, we need vehicles, we
joined your
have
channel.
too many infantry that even 2 C-130s is not enough, because at that point that's 50 plus, and the unit has once been plus 50 members in the past. But in case that ever does become a thing, then we move on to the next aircraft of choice, which is the C-17. I don't need to really go up there because it takes forever to open its ramp, but you can fit up to 3 aircraft of relatively large size or 2 Ridgebacks in the back of it, as
Wait,
well as
what?
up to 50 plus infantry.
Okay, so wait. You can fit 3 aircraft in
You
it?
can fit 3 vehicles in the back of it.
Oh, okay, 3
Of
vehicles.
standard size such as Jackals and Coyotes, or 2 Ridgebacks if necessary due to weight and size of the Ridgebacks, and up to 50 plus infantry.
So together with the vehicles.
Yes,
And what's it called again?
the C-17.
Like the Globemaster.
Yes.
That's a lot of space.
That's if it's necessary and it's there in case it's ever needed.
We have used it before, right? And was that just a test?
We do use it occasionally just so that we can keep our testing skills up and its performance and its operational use basically in standard with the rest of the aircraft. But otherwise,
It's a tricky beast.
yeah. So just for handling purposes, we use it. But otherwise, in most cases, when it really becomes a thing of precision, we'll then use the Herculeses only. Such as last campaign. And then last but not least, we've got our 737 aircraft. Obviously, there's no Voyager aircraft in ARMA at the moment, so the closest thing that came is the 7-3. So in this case, we've got our dedicated aerial refueling platform of the 737, our EWACS aircraft, which has a radar that essentially, we just put an AI in it and let it go flying in circles, and its radar scans everything and data links everything back to the combat aircraft such as F-35 and Eurofighters. And then last but not least, in case we have VIPs and for Zeus purposes, if they want to simulate a VIP coming in, we've got the passenger version of the 737.
I think that one's just the cargo one I spawned down. Let me
Is
just
that
check.
just cargo? Check if it has,
let me check.
it should be either passenger or cargo. Let me know which one it is, because maybe that's just a thing I'll have to store in the future. But either way, we have the 3 variants of 737. The only one that will ever really be flying as us for the 908
I think
is
it's just, there's nothing inside it.
refueling
It's just
one.
cargo, I think. Let me find the passenger one.
Did you say
Uh,
EWACS?
Yes, AWACS.
What's AWACS? I was going to say, is there a difference between EWACS and AWACS?
No. It's just a weird pronunciation. But Airborne Early Warning and Alerting System, I believe. No, wait, Airborne Early Warning and Alerting. I forgot what the full wording is for it. But anyways,
Ewoks.
EWACS or AWACS, however you want to pronounce it.
Ewoks.
But anyways, that concludes the fleet of the Royal Air Force. Any questions about any of them before we move on to telling you the names of all the call signs?
I'm on good.
I'm good. It's a airborne warning
User
and control
disconnected from
system.
your channel.
Thank you. All right. So starting from the side that we came from, we're going to go backwards and go
grab
forward.
some more paper. 2 seconds.
No passenger variant.
Okay, that's something for the future then.
So it's
But,
cargo
Hello,
then.
Peach.
Yeah, it's cargo, but I
But
mean, I don't know what we've
it's
done.
not really used. It's not even really
Yeah.
used at all.
All signs. Right,
We've
I am
never
ready.
used it.
All
Or the
right.
call sign time.
Yeah, starting from the left side, if you remember all the airframes, we start off with the Wildcat, and its call sign is none other than Wildcat.
Wow.
Very imaginative. British Army, aren't they? But again, it's Army. You can't blame the guys. We move on to the Griffins, which are in front of the Wildcats, and as you remember, there is an armed version with miniguns and an unarmed version. The unarmed version is Spectre.
What's the difference then?
User in your channel.
The armed
timed
version
out.
is called Afghan. So that when you are talking to our good signaler over here, he knows who he's dealing with and the capabilities of the aircraft he's dealing with.
Uh-huh.
I'll probably ask
Spectre is
anyway.
the unarmed griffin. Afghan is the armed griffin.
Exactly. Should be easy to remember due to the gun part in one of the names. So in case you ever forget which one is which, just remember the one that has gun in the name goes with the aircraft.
Well, it's GAN. It's not gun, but yeah.
Yes, but it's a good way to remember.
Afghan.
You could just think of
Whoa, whoa,
Afghan
whoa,
being
whoa.
a very hostile country.
Afghan.
That
Yes,
too.
there you go.
So
The
armed.
Afghan is the armed one then.
Yes.
Afghan's the armed one, yeah, and Spectre is the
Oh.
unarmed one.
Got it all
Just
wrong.
think about it. If you go into Afghanistan, you probably wouldn't go unarmed. So
That too. However, whatever way helps you remember it.
Spectre
I'd
is
go
quiet.
with both arms.
What for the army and the air force?
All right, then
Hmm.
let me know you got those written down.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Got it written down.
Okay,
So Juno next then.
and then the one that goes after that, we can ignore the Juno because we only use that for training, and its call sign is not that important per se.
Is it the cock one?
Huh?
Clock.
No,
There was one with cock in it.
That's
That's-
tornado.
it's no longer there. But
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
we move on to the Merlins. Does anyone want to give it a name? Since I believe you recognize the sheet.
I got the
Rapier.
list on the rest, so on the
There we
right,
go.
so it wouldn't be fair.
Okay, so you got the name Rapier and Hendrix. You heard that name?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Rapier. Just a little bit of history while you guys write that down. It used to be called Kestrel in the past, but eventually Gibbons decided to change it to that. Don't know why, but hey, we just stuck with it because he's the only one who likes the aircraft.
That's what's cool.
Well,
Yeah, we
he
just
got
don't fly it, so yeah, it doesn't
it. We
matter.
were like, whatever.
It's such a cool aircraft. You should fly.
Shut
it.
the fuck up.
Isn't there a Rapier drone?
Reaper.
Reaper.
Oh, I think that's where I'm getting mixed up. Reaper. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Then we move to the airframe in front of it, or its main competitor / better counterpart, the Chinook, known as none other than Pegasus. Fitting name for the 6th Airborne.
Sounded so posh and British when you said
Cool.
What?
Good. We've been training them well then.
that. Yeah. A fitting name for the 6th Airborne.
That was not on purpose.
What?
Alright.
What?
And then last but not least, for our rotary wing aircraft, we have the Apache, known as Archer.
Wait,
But
so
also-
last but not least.
For the rotary.
Oh, okay. Understood.
So Archer, possible call sign in the future. I'm debating on Guardian because that's also a real call sign used, but we shall see. Depends on how Peach feels in the future about it.
What was the cool sign of it in that video I sent? It was cool. I can't remember it now. I'll check it out later.
You're
whatever.
changing it to Guardian, did you say?
Possibly we're considering a call sign change for it. It's had that call sign for a long time now.
I mean, Guardian on the list that I'm looking at is for the Merlin. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I wish people would just forget about that goddamn Merlin.
Yes. Anyways, moving
so
on.
cool though.
We have the 2 drones. The drones, whenever they're up, they don't really have their own specific call signs. You just have to basically let Peach know or the other flight members know when it is up, just by saying its name. And so the call
the
signs will
Reaper's
be
literally Reaper 1-1 and the Watchkeeper just Watchkeeper.
yes. And now going with the thanks to McFly saying the 1-1, we can now add an extra bit to
shit.
that. So basically, how the call signs work before we move on to the fixed wing is you go by starting off with 1-1 as the first aircraft that comes on station. That lets Peach know that the aircraft is on, and also that's the first one. If any other subsequent aircraft come on, such as a second Chinook or a second Wildcat, you will then have 1-2 as the call sign, and it continues onwards to 1-3 and so forth, letting you know that this is this aircraft in the list, and also it helps identify how many aircraft of that type are up in the air at the same time.
Question.
Yes.
When would, in theory, like 2-1 be used in that case?
2-1 is now, that's more talking about if we have enough members for that to happen. So say, for example, you have got Lightning 1-1 and 1-2 up doing one mission on one part of the map, and we have enough pilots to have another 2 Lightnings up doing their own mission on a different part, or they're about to take over. You then have Lightning 2-1 and 2-2 replacing them as the first ones have to go for refueling, or in the cases of them doing a different targeting somewhere else. that is when we'd have 2-1 or 2-2, or in the case of, say, if it's because even the Herculeses, because we won't have more than, say, 4 up at the same time. In reality, we never have even close to 3 up at the same time. 1-1 and 1-2 is good enough for separation between the two. But 2-1 and 2-2 is for different flights on different missions, so they can have intercommunication between those pilots. So say if we have enough for 4 Apaches up at the same time, again, that's when
Cool.
2-1 and 2-2 would come in.
Goodbye,
If they would.
infantry.
I know, we'll see with the point.
But yeah, good question, Hendrix. So yeah, then we moved on to the Hawk jets, which is the next airframes in the list. And for simplistics' sake, because it's just a training aircraft, just like Juno, Hawk.
Like Hawk or Hog?
Hawk, Hawk.
Is that also the name of the jet?
Yes.
Yes.
I've written it down incorrectly. I thought you said a
Dun, dun,
hog. Like,
No,
No, I mean-
we're not A-10s.
yeah.
I wish,
that's
but
what-
we're not.
I mean, the Hawk has got a 30mm cannon on it, so you know something.
I shouldn't have it, but anyways. We do training with it anyways, doesn't matter.
I wish we could use the frog foot. I think it's cool. I like that.
Well, that's Russian. That's the complete wrong side, Peach.
Yeah, I know. I wish we could, though.
I
Might
wish we
have
used
to put
A10,
together-
but whatever.
Might have to put together a Ukrainian campaign so we can have
Yeah, if
some
you-
quote-unquote
Wouldn't
Russian
mind a
aircraft.
Tomcat. I don't even know if anyone's modded them in yet.
They are, but
Yeah?
we don't have them in the mod pack.
It
Anyways.
can be arranged.
No. Anyways, then obviously we then go to our air superiority aircraft, which is the Eurofighter, also call sign Titan, which is rather fittingly,
Why is that so?
because
Because it's
Titan in the
fucking
sky.
badass.
Yeah, okay.
What did it used to be called? I swear it used to be called something else.
Ascot.
Ah,
Which
was
quite
it? Yeah,
3D.
Ascot. Yeah.
Mascot, did you say?
Ascot.
Ascot.
So, but yeah, mascot. But
Type,
without
type
the
of cat, I think.
Isn't
isn't it?
Ascot- Your call sign in DCS.
Yep, I thought I'd keep it somewhere else alive.
memories.
Plus, also, who else would have Ascot as a call sign at DCS?
That comes true soon enough. Probably 2 years time.
You can change Titan 1-1 to Peach 1-1 at some point.
No.
Yeah, let's name an aircraft after Peach.
Alright.
Beachy.
Then the next aircraft in the list, the F-35 Lightning II, call sign Lightning, because why not
Ka-chow.
strike? The only thing is that this Lightning strikes more than once.
Hey, lightning. What comes before lightning?
Oh, no.
Thunder. Good Jacob. Good Jacob.
And
This
you
man.
too can be just like me.
I'm ashamed to call you my IC, McFly.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm not your IC. I'm your 2 IC.
Whatever.
Jeez.
Alright.
Warning.
So have we got those written down so far?
Oh,
I hope you guys know Disney movies before I do my reference after the next call sign.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead,
I'd say
Hendrix.
the-
What's the next call sign for the C-130?
No, you have to say the word.
Okay. C-130 Hercules call sign.
Honey, you mean Hercules? I'm sorry.
I don't get a reference.
Oh my god.
Is it from the
it's
animated
from
one?
Hercules.
The animated one you're on about.
Yes. Oh,
Ah.
never
Let me
mind.
chop his head off.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah. Anyways.
I
Hercules
should have
is the
prepped
call
it on
sign.
my signboard.
Now, the problem with the next one is, well, C-17.
Doesn't work
We
half
have-
the time.
We have a call. No, it actually works. It's apparently Spielberg keeps breaking it. But anyways, the problem is with this is that Ancona has changed the call sign, but hasn't told us the call sign yet.
Wait, he has. I just forgot what it is. Let me try and find it.
Right,
was
it's
it
changed
Apollo?
it. But Atlas was cool.
Yeah, well, we can't do Atlas
I
because of
think
the
it was- I
other
think it was
aircraft.
Apollo.
Why?
I think it was
What other
Was it
aircraft called
Apollo?
Atlas?
Yeah.
The A400M is called Atlas.
The fucking what?
The thing,
A400.
it's basically a C-17 but with propellers instead of engines.
But we never used that.
Well, we hope to in the future because there's
Because-
technically the RAF technically use more A400s than
Yeah,
C-17s.
get that out of there. Like, the
Well, we
fucking
want to, but
props
it's
are
not on the-
cool.
It's not on the fucking
Do it
army.
faster.
It's not an army
Do
yet.
it faster.
Question.
The C-130s are going anyways at some
What
point.
was it then?
What?
No, not that. That was a question. But what's the call sign then?
Apollo.
Apollo, I think.
Apollo, okay.
I wanted fucking.
We'd have to double check on that.
I wanted Dreadnought, but yeah, I've got
Not
to
like
figure it out.
the spacecraft that went boom. Was it?
That was Discovery, wasn't it?
Oh, that was Saturn and
Until it
Discovery.
Saturn? I
Yeah.
thought it was Discovery.
There was a Saturn rocket that went boom.
No, well, the Discovery
rocket was
Space
called
Shuttle.
Discovery, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
Discovery.
can't remember.
Either way, Americans had a lot of
rocket.
rockets go boom anyways.
Boom. Okay.
Oh yeah, there we go. And Kona says new call sign for the C-17 will be Apollo.
Okay, there we go. Apollo it is.
Get that shit out of here and get me the Atlas pack.
No, I want the Atlas as bad as you do, mate.
But anyways, and then last but not least, we have our refueling aircraft known as Voyager when you are operating it.
What, the 737?
Yes. Just the refueling one is Voyager.
What do we
Voyager.
call the other one?
Hmm?
What the fuck do we call the other one?
I mean, none of us ever fly it, but in reality, the
Wow.
perfect call sign for it would be Overlord.
Wow,
Well, that's just
that's
like modern
fucking-
warfare, mate.
That's far too cool for
Yeah.
a shit aircraft.
But that is what they use
Oh,
it.
God.
Really.
It should be called Bus or something.
Oh, God,
Oh no,
this is,
no, that's an
this is
AWACS,
Overlord.
Is that
AWACS.
AWACS?
Yeah, that's
AWACS.
the one with the big
Oh,
thing.
okay,
on
never
the
mind. I
side.
take it back. That's fine. I thought it was a fucking passenger plane.
Mate, if I get the call sign Overlord, I'm going to fly that all the time. Fuck it.
Just so you can say it. Basically, you'd have.
This is Overlord.
That's literally the
Would you-
purpose. Is you're just for you to say your call sign and tell
Oh,
other people
mate.
where the enemies are.
Fuck yeah, let's do it now.
Question:
Yep.
Yes.
If there happen to be two overlords, would they still, if there even is two overlords at the same time, would we also go by the Overlord 1-1?
No. So So here's the thing. When it comes to AWACS aircraft, on AWACS aircraft, you've got multiple people inside doing it. So that's where they split between the 1-1, 1-2, and 1-3 because there's multiple people on different stations inside the same aircraft. Another
Nice.
aircraft would then go in the next set of call signs for AWACS aircraft, which I believe the order is Overlord, Magic, Sunrise, and something else.
No big popper then.
Sunrise is pretty cool. Magic's a bit shit. Can we just get rid of that one?
I think, isn't Sunray the name
That's-
of, like, someone important?
Sunray's British commander.
But either way-
Because I remember fucking Daesh got shot and then Lewis was just going, Sunray is down, Sunray is down.
But yeah, so those are the official call signs because they have to be used by all NATO aircraft because the AWACS support NATO in general, not just
I
the
hate the
British.
Americans.
Yes, yes. Actually, you're right. It is the Americans for why they have these call signs.
Yeah, like they came up with some cool ones, and they're like magic. What's magic about that? You're just sitting in a chair.
That's kind of magic.
Anyways, and actually,
Yeah,
there's
but-
one last thing though.
Compared to like fucking Overlord and Sunrise, that
Mate,
shit's
that's
cool.
mate, I'm pretty sure in Modern Warfare 3 the dude who narrates you is called Overlord, so it's giving me mad fucking Modern Warfare vibes.
Actually, let me just see if I can fit it here. That's last but not least.
Late
Yeah, no,
Archer,
What?
that's the last thing.
Archer,
which is never
Afghan,
used, but it's
and
there.
Pegasus.
It's in the
What
it's
is
in
it
the mod
called?
pack.
Fuck is that?
Oh,
I
that's
think it
the
is.
that thing.
130.
Yeah,
Well, you don't like it, Treach?
it looks weird.
What would you
Oh,
call
me
sign
and Pelly
be?
were trying to get rid of it, but
Holy
fucking
shit,
still
I've
wouldn't.
never seen this
But
before.
Spill doesn't want to get rid of it. But
Why? When are we
Uh,
ever going to use that?
Exactly, that's what
He
we
wants
said.
us to use it. We use it
I
once.
want to use it. Let's
Well,
go.
yeah, he likes looking at the pretty booms, but everyone else sits there jerking themselves off
Exactly.
like while it all happens.
Hey.
1 frame per second.
Yeah, 1 frame per second, not getting to shoot
Actually-
anything.
Actually, it doesn't. It didn't cause 1 frame per second.
Have you ever have you seen
uh-oh.
the film Jarhead?
Yes.
But anyways, pretty
That's
much.
what it's going to turn into.
Yeah. That's why we were trying to get rid
Or
of
we
it, because
might-
A, we never use it, and B, I don't know, it's just waste of space
It's
because we never
American.
use it.
It's got
yeah,
the
that
fucking
too.
Air Force symbol on the
Yeah,
back.
yeah, mate.
Yeah.
But try telling Spittle that, you know.
The only thing I don't like about it is its call sign name because they have much better
What,
AC-130
spooky?
names. Yeah.
What's-
Spooky.
what's it-
I mean, it is pretty spooky if that thing
Yes,
comes to shoot
they're
you.
spooky, but then the newer one is called Ghost Rider.
What's this one? Sorry, called? What's this called? Sorry.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Ooh,
Somebody
spooky.
come
Oh.
out and,
What a shit call sign.
Yeah,
but the most
Hmm?
important call
Anyways.
sign you will need is.
Okay. let's
True.
actually get into some.
Do we need to
actual
write?
flying now.
Is this one actually important then, or no? Can I just?
Just for familiarization.
Let's
Alright,
go fly.
Let's go into some actual flying now. Like fly.
Or flying.
Yes.
Flying.
Alright.
Why am
So
I
pretty
here?
much. Oh, there's so many things coming. Why doesn't it go to make the training schedule? So there's not enough
It's okay.
time.
He said 5 lines. He said we didn't even have to do runways on the thing.
So
but I remember.
we're going straight to 5 lines. Okay.
Apparently,
Peach,
that's
you're
what
up
he
then.
told us to do. Hang on, let me
Well,
just
I
check.
mean, if you want to do something else, then go for it. but
No,
No,
we were
no,
doing
no.
what Big Boy says.
We're doing his
Okay.
his trading schedule.
So, yeah, 5 lines, holding points, AO area plus. Wow, that's car, so he's not here. So, yeah, we need to do 5 lines, holding points, and AOs.
Yeah.
So, if you want to set up a nice little AO peak somewhere,
Yeah, I'll do it.
And then we'll go
we
through
will,
the basics of what a 5 line is.
You done net etiquette with them.
no?
Net etiquette.
No, we have not, and there's no overs or outs.
Well, I still use them, but
Yeah, there is for me.
There is
Yeah,
for me
he-
too, because
he-
I'm
you-
ex-signaler.
And you're going back to infantry, so I don't care about you.
Ah, true about that, yeah.
What?
Wait, you going infantry?
I'm supposed to be, yeah. I might be even your buddy, Peach. That'd be crazy.
Another signaler.
Yeah.
Fucking
I'm going to be there
everyone
to
wants
hold your
to-
hand, mate.
But it's the fucking signals mobile. Like you all heard about
Go
it.
on.
Now you want in.
Mate, I've made the signals reveal.
All right. Anyways,
Why did that not work?
Very
So-
wanted spot since Spain left.
I recommend we use the Vector.
I'm carrying Spain's legacy.
The Juno is fucking loud unless you got the
yes,
earplugs.
that is true. We're gonna use Spectre. I'll now let's just remove some of these aircraft so we can get some.
Some of
decent
them? What
landings.
do you mean, like
Well,
all
all
of
of them.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna leave the Hawk jets just because in case Carter does show up, because I have to do that.
Are they going to be
Belly,
flying
you
in the
promised
air?
me how to learn how to place 2 mini maps above each other.
Sorry, what?
Uh,
Oh,
Do you have the
yes,
mini maps above
yes,
each
yes.
other? Like,
Yeah, I'll get that. 1 second. McFly, why?
Oh,
Oh, I pressed
Why-
cancel.
Why'd you delete the Hawk jets in case Carter shows up?
why does he need it?
Because that's what his training is.
His was fucking Cass.
No, Icona said also have to train his landing, so I'm going to start with that first, which is the
I
easiest
Oh,
bit.
well, see, I wasn't made aware of that, so blame it on Icona.
It's
Okay,
probably,
once again, I
probably
have to
safe
spawn
to say
this.
it's not going to show up at this point.
Oh, you can't say that.
Who was
Well,
this?
it's
Sorry?
Well, I'm spawning it anyways because I have to do it. With,
I
Have you
do
ever
this
seen-
anyway.
I'm
Gemma,
spawning
have
it
you
without
ever seen
Zeus.
someone crash in a helicopter lately?
oh, there we go.
Have I seen anyone crash a vehicle lately?
I have to spawn it without
In
Zeus McFly.
operation?
Ooh, actually, that reminds me.
I was in a helicopter that crashed, but I was in the Chinook when it crashed, but I don't know who it was flying.
Oh, was
Well,
that the one where it just blew
that
up
was
in
the
midair? That was
quad
just the
bike
quad bike, yeah.
crash, yeah.
I
Bloody
thought it got shut
Gibbons.
down. I wasn't too sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, quick side note. Jammer, I see that you're in my group in Ace, which is, fair enough. But there's a thing about ARMA, which still to my day blows my mind. If you're in a group in Ace or any other sort of ARMA group, and you get in an F-35 or VTOL aircraft, there's a bug where it will just send you into 100% throttle.
Oh
So-
shit!
This
How-
is why we're like, when we spawn in, we're not in groups with each other, because, if you get in an F-35, you just fly into the wall. So
Oh, okay.
luckily, we're not doing
also-
F-35 stuff today. But
How
for
do I
future
leave
reference,
the group?
if you just hold, do your safe interact thing, and then it should
there we go.
be management and you leave.
I
Yeah,
also
it's
want to
done.
apologize in advance if I ever have flown a helicopter and then get in a aircraft instead, like a jet. There's going to be a 50% chance that I forget to put my throttle in the other direction because I was
Oof.
using it as a cyclic before, whatever you pronounce that. Like, yeah, so that's going to mean I'm going to drive planes into the wall.
Oh dear. Well,
I'll make sure to learn that
yeah.
off or
Right.
whatever it's called.
Okay. Anyway.
if that's everything, then
Okay. So,
helmet up.
do you guys have a piece of paper that we will pretty much go through the basics?
Oh shit! Yeah, we need to
Peach?
set them up. I forgot about
Because Peach has to. Peach already
No,
done
I was just
AOTs.
gonna-
He's quick.
Yeah,
Throw 'em into
yeah, I'm good at this now.
Could you get like 4 HLSs for a starter? Because then so too easy, too hard.
Okay, we'll do.
Okay.
5 line in what we're doing.
Yes, 5 lines is what we're starting off with, which is straight into the hard stuff. So hopefully, Jammer, you have your flight controls sorted.
I'm now just using keyboard and mouse. I actually prefer using that over
Okay.
the joystick. I might try joystick in the future, but
Fair
I've just
enough.
been practicing for like I did 6 hours over the last 3 days trying to
I
practice.
see if flight uses keyboard and mouse. So,
Right, yeah, I'll put these H listers down, and then I've got
Ooh,
I've
does
got a
Peach want to
document.
teach 5 lines? That'd be crazy.
I've got a net with. I've
It's
got
his choice if he wants to do the teaching of the 5 lines or he wants to put them down quickly.
my frames.
Your frames,
Yeah, I
what's
can
wrong
see.
with
Yeah,
them?
he's on 6 frames right
I'm
Oh,
on
what's he
one.
done?
now.
I
It's a
tabbed out
purpose.
and tabbed in.
Oh,
User
jeez.
joined your
Yeah.
channel.
Oh no,
User
he's,
joined your
he's
channel.
back on 18.
I'm back. Hello.
Yeah, you're at 18 frames.
Damn, I need to get that fucking. Wait, I need
Or,
to get
oh no,
that.
he's dying again.
Tab back in.
Bloody hell.
He's dying. Oh,
I'm too weak. There we go. I'm
oh,
back.
it's 1 frame.
Right.
Okay, now you're back to 33.
Yeah, right. I'm good. How can you see my fucking frames? That was mental. Anyway. Yeah. Right, HLSs. We'll put one in the swap because.
Okay, yeah, we'll go. Right, so 5 lines. The key is in the name. There's 5 bits of information that you get, and they're on lines. So the first bit of information is what. That could be from Peach. It would be what is it? So is it an extract, insert, reinsert, resupply kind of thing? So that's the first line. Ingress is the IP point. So that'll be, if you look at your maps and look at the AO, Peach is very nicely drawn to our east. You would say ingress through IP Alpha, IP Golf, come through one of those zones. HLS/grid is the third bit of information. So Peach would say ingress through IP Golf and head to HLS 3, which is at grid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. The fourth bit of information is mark. So he will say mark will be blue smoke, laser, IR, something along those lines. So, he marks the HLS with that bit of information. And the fifth and final bit of information for the 5 line is egress. And that's basically which way to fuck off after taking off. So he'll say, land here, blah, 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 and egress north. So, once everyone's on board or whatever, you head straight north and get out of the AO.
So that it doesn't matter if you. So the IPs are exact points, but egress is just a direction then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless, Peach says otherwise, but, if he wants you to head through a specific, sort of IP, he could just say egress west through IP Golf or something,
Okay.
There's the remarks, which, technically counts as a 6th line, but, it's not always used. So Peach could be like, remarks are as follows: watch out for power lines. We're taking small arms fire. Watch out for that. Just general bit more information to help the pilot out on the landing at the HLS.
Okay.
Yeah.
And hopefully in the future, one day we'll have a top-down frequency.
A top-down frequency. What the fuck?
That is a thing.
Okay. Well,
Question?
Yep.
So for my 5,
100%.
so an example of 5 lines would be, my first what is a reinsert.
Mhm.
My ingress would be incoming from IP Alpha.
Yep.
Landing at HLS grid 4. My marker would be blue smoke, and my egress would be leaving southeast, for example.
The only thing
not
I'd
quite.
comment on is that the HLS and grid bit. So you'd be like, land at HLS 4, which is at grid, 204159. But yeah.
Maybe me and McFly can give an example. One of us can act as a signal, and then one of us will be the pilot, and then you can get an idea of what exactly is being said. Because right now I can see Peach is at 2 frames, and he's dying.
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just
the
vibing.
signaler.
Huh?
I want you to be the signaler because you said you'd never signal again. So
Hey, you lied. Then
Right,
Alright.
I'm back.
Go
Which
for it.
call sign? So it's a Griffin call sign.
I'll be sure. We're Spectre.
Spectre 1-1, I have 5 lines. Actually, what am I doing? You do it. You're the signaler.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you
hey,
were
did
doing.
I miss the backpack?
Backpack?
The radio, or was that over local?
That was
No,
just
no,
local.
no.
I think.
This is
Okay.
local. Peach. The example.
God
is-
damn it.
Yeah.
He's wiggling out of this one, isn't he?
Hello. What?
Just do a.
What's your call sign?
Spectre 1-1. Just do a bog standard, 5 line. Anything you want.
Hello,
Look at random numbers.
hello, Spectre 1-1. This is Widow 2-3. Message over.
Send your message. Widow 2-3.
Widow 2-3. Advise when ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Spectre 1-1 is ready for 5-line tasking.
Widow 2-3. 5-line tasking is as follows. Reinsert IP alpha grid 192014 HLS 1. Mark blue smoke egress south. Read back when ready. Over.
Roger that. 5-line is as follows. It's a reinsert ingress through IP alpha to grid 192014 HLS 1. Mark will be blue smoke egress south. Over.
Widow 2-3. Read back. Good. Remarks. Enemy manpad sighted.
Roger that. Remarks. Enemy manpad.
Question.
Widow 2-3. Ingress when ready.
Yes, Hendrix.
Oh, I thought you were finished.
No.
We are now. I think. Are we finished?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah.
We'll finish
Okay,
laughing.
so at the end, that's an additional question then. At the end, he tells you that, like, when the ingress is ready.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
whenever
Ingress when ready. So you know.
So I'll say, read back good, give you my remarks, you'll repeat the remarks or whatever, and then I'll go ingress when ready or hold at waypoint alpha or orbit the AO or some other shit. If I don't want you, I'll basically let you know whenever I want you to come to the HLS.
Yeah. If he wants us now, we'll be like ingress when ready, which means when we're ready we can ingress, or if we're not needed just yet, we need to wait 5 minutes. We'll like hold off until I call you in or something.
Yep. And okay, that's understood. And then the additional question is there no like next orders like RTB or something?
He usually puts
happens.
that in the remarks, like if he'll be like, oh, because it's extract or whatever. He'll be like remarks RTB after whatever.
Yeah. Or
And if it is an insert, basically, once we egress, either you have the option to then, once you've passed outside of the AO, you have the option to then inquire with him if you want, if he needs you for anything else, or you can just straight up RTB if he's not giving you any other instructions.
Okay.
Yeah, basically I just coordinate you whenever you're inside the red circle, whenever you're acting with the infantry. Otherwise, it's up to you.
Peach's whole job is just to be a TC of that circle with the AO. Everything else that happens, we can do whatever we want in the outside of the circle technically, but Peach is the one.
Outside of the circle, do we communicate using 3-0?
You can communicate. Well, you can if you want, but
it depends whether you need to talk to me. So
yeah, if
obviously,
you want to talk to Peach, like if you're heading towards the circle and be like, "Oh, Widow 2-3 en route to AO, 2 mics out, pop blue smoke or something," But
the important point to note as well, there won't always be an AO circle like this, depending on the mission. If we're moving a long way across the map, or I don't have time for whatever reason, or we're simply not static enough to warrant an AO around, because it's only 2 kilometers. It's a 2 kilometer wide circle. So we won't always have an AO, but if you want to communicate or coordinate with the infantry, then you get in touch with me, basically. If there's any information you want to give me, if there's any information I want to give to you, yada yada yada. So it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
can you put some hold points down as well, Peach?
Yeah.
Sexy. I think that's right.
We like hold points in purple, don't we?
Yeah.
That should be everything. There's one more thing I want to say, but I've forgotten what it is. I'll remember on the way there.
Yeah. Sweet. Well,
so yes.
I guess one thing I'll mention is the airframe radios. The inbuilt ones are more powerful than our backpack ones. So while you don't have to do anything today, it's always advisable to, as soon as you board up on the airframe, to switch to the inbuilt radio with Alt-P. But as it's only training, don't worry about it today.
Okay, I might just need some extra
Oh yes, here's the last
remembrance on that later as well.
IPs are usually the points when we ask for blue smoke, because as you remember from both of your tests, you were given the option to ask for blue smoke. So in the case Peach gives you blue smoke in your 5-line, then all you have to do is say requesting blue smoke when you're at the IP. So it'll be, for example, Spectre 1-1 IP Alpha pop blue smoke.
General rule of thumb I follow is if I'm 2 clicks out from the HLS, I ask for blue smoke. Usually gives me plenty of time to see it and land. But yeah, personal preference when you ask for blue smoke.
Yes, it's usually best preference, but yeah, at worst, the IP is your marker indication.
Oh shit, we need to check the thing, get the HMD thing working, mate.
And each square on the map, when you like a kind of a normal zoom level, when you go onto the map, that's one box is 1 kilometer.
Is it okay to take a minute to go to the toilet?
Yeah, sure.
Quickly.
Yeah, if you get your when you're in the airframe jammer, you can get your C-tab up. And you know, it displays a little. I can't remember. Well, if you remember, do you remember if it displays a little circle? It'll display a little radius.
I'll have to
circle.
go and check once I'm inside.
But
I remember it's just showing like a.
Yeah, you can change the sort of what do you call it, the distance of the circle, and I set it to like 2 clicks, and so I know when the outer edge of the circle hits the HLS, I know I'm 2 clicks out.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me how to do all. Okay, I wasn't sure because it was a bit.
Yeah,
big, and you'll be able to resize it as well. Sorry.
Yeah, hang on. Let me just check, because I remember I did a load of key bindings for it.
Also,
not sure. Yes, Pete. Yes, Pelly.
They wanted the layout, how we do our layout, and we have our GPS is on the right.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
you can...
I want to learn that.
Okay.
So I thought you were going toilet break.
Additional...
What are you still doing it?
Yeah, because you were still talking. This is all important stuff.
Alright.
I think we could all use a little toilet break.
Yeah, if you want to go toilet break, you go for it, mate.
I'm listening. Wait.
Shit, got bucket. I'm a pro gamer.
Now or in a second?
If you want to go now, you go now. We'll wait for you. Are we not allowed to talk while you go pee?
Yes, but I was listening to important stuff.
Imagine not having the bottom of your chair like hollowed out.
Just
fucking, you got a bedpan in there.
Yeah. So probably for my C-tab controls, I've got zoom in and out as a up and down arrow. I don't know.
Mine is where is it? Control Shift page up, page down.
Oh yeah, you can Shift Control page up. Ah, well, that's fucking whack.
I mean, I only say it once, and that's it before I depart, so I don't need anything else.
True gamer moment is getting a catheter in just for gaming. Never have to go to the toilet again.
How's that going, pee break? I'll go pee right too.
Okay.
Filthy casuals.
I'm just gonna have a piece of chicken nugget while I wait.
No, not even a whole chicken nugget, just a piece.
I mean, it's a whole chicken nugget. It's spicy chicken nugget.
Ooh, I made chili today. Just fucking slammed a load of shit in the slow cooker. Let it go.
I'm back. Let it go.
No.
Sorry.
Welcome.
Snow glows white on the mountain tonight.
Please no.
Not a okay.
Is
I'll send you back to the infantry.
Mini map.
Okay. So, setting out the mini map. Escape game. Sorry, configure game.
Yes.
Layout.
Ooh.
Drag things where you want them to be.
Oh, that's new for me. That's not the same thing. That's navigation sensor camera.
Yep.
Oh, that is the same thing.
There's 2 of them. So pick the one on the left will be your.
Getting out of hand.
I put the one on the left for me is above. The one on the right is below. You can have it whatever way you want. Either way, just remember to know which one is which, because you will be able to change those settings. Because you need to be able to change those with. Actually,
I can only drop the panel, but on the left it still shows the one that's currently active. I believe. Okay, I'll be alright. Restart the game.
Run into that airframe.
You need it when you have to restart, so don't worry. It's not
if I press OK, will it restart?
No, it will not restart your game. You should be fine. It's just you will need to restart the game for the effects to take place for most of it, but otherwise you should be fine. For the meantime, just if you press your left and right square brackets keys, you should be able to bring
and scroll wheel to put HMD on.
Now, I don't know if you like north up or track up, but I press left control and right.
Has anything popped up on your screen?
So not right mouse, left control.
You haven't got any like heads up display or anything? No. Alright, I can turn the HUD off. No, I believe the HUD's just a little program here.
You were saying
don't worry, it's cool down.
Press what?
I was saying once you go both the GPSs up, you can press left control and left mouse button to switch between the two if you want it to be north up or track up.
Peach didn't have it either, Pelly.
Left control and left mouse button.
Yeah, left square brackets. Left control and left square brackets. You can see your GPS change.
No, it doesn't. It changes my channel for some reason.
Yeah,
to
it
nothing.
doesn't do anything for me.
Apparently, you have those. Okay, those are short. Those are keybinds short. We'll do another time. We don't have enough time for that today. Then.
Okay, let's do stuff.
It must be client side or something, Pelly. I don't know.
It isn't.
Oh, no one else apart from me and you can seem to get the HMD.
And Kona also can get
Were
it.
you in first person? Was I supposed to be in first person?
Well, you're not in first person.
No.
Oh god damn it! Go in first person.
You gotta specify that.
Go do it. Yes, no one can do it. Peach does it third person.
Well, I mean, it might be the same result.
Before.
Carter showed up. I don't have time to teach him. We have to teach these two.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nah, still fuck off.
God damn. Okay.
I can't hear anyone when they're talking.
Yeah, is your radio okay?
Yeah. 44.5.
Why
And then
can't
the additional
I
time
use
with
my fly
me.
stick on default?
You can only use custom
going
ones.
down?
Try again.
Radio
You have to
check.
set your
There we go.
bar, custom users, and then you have to give your joystick custom user buttons.
Okay, we'll do that.
Oh yeah, that's fucking pain. That shit. Right, shall we boogie?
Yeah.
Roger. I'll take the jammer, and we'll boogie in the
Alright.
this one.
Alright, let's go, Hendrix.
Do I take pilot or co-pilot seat?
You are pilot.
Okay.
All you have to do is unlock the controls. Which side are you going in?
Yeah, sorry. Let's see, and it's called the HMD on. Nothing still.
Well, yes, the engine have to be on for it to come up.
Okay, well, that's something. Let me know when
My
I
call
do.
sign is Widow23, if you didn't know.
Can you hear him on 4.5?
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. Feel free to just say on short range, just so to let the short range is to let everyone at the airfield know. Spectre, data, spooling up, so whatever number you are.
Spectre 1-1 spooling up.
And then you're free to turn your engine on.
Okay, do I need to sign on at ground? I don't have the hot. No.
So you do the HMD on, it doesn't do anything?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
What the heck? Hold on. Do I have any custom mods on that bring up a HMD? No, I don't. Oh, I see why.
I don't.
McFly?
Yeah?
I see why we have HUD, they don't.
Why? What do they have? What we don't? What?
I just realized this helicopter's an RHS.
So it is client side.
Yes.
God damn it.
My bad. I just realized because I knew there was HMD on our non-ones, but that's for the Chinook.
Oh, at least we know now.
Okay, anyways, we'll give the client side mods in a future date.
Okay.
Alright, so yeah, you will run without HUD, but oh well.
No, no worries. I'll do my best.
I mean, you can put the other one down if you want, at least just have like a reticule. So yeah, so
The
what
what?
you do now, you can,
Yeah.
so you can bring that HUD down if you want. Otherwise, in the meantime, what you're gonna do is you're gonna
Alright,
say...
let me know whenever you guys will start.
Roger. Okay, so basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna just basically take off, disperse into a gentle hover just so we can test your hover skills, and then from there we'll depart just straight out because we're skipping all this airfield jargon for the meantime. So
Okay.
just say Spectre 1-1 dusting and then bring us into a gentle hover.
Spectre 1-1 dusting.
Okay? Make sure left and right is clear, that there's no one, you're not going to hit any other airframes, you're good, there's no poles, and then you can say departing east. And then you can depart east.
Spectre 1-1 departing east.
I think you need to set some, what do you call it? Thing we did in GCS as well.
Ah, fair.
The curvature.
Yeah, you can set that if you want to, all the way back.
Not really necessary, but it will help the helper.
TP next speech. I'm already at Gravia. Yeah, no, Peach is doing
Right,
5 lines
so,
for us.
while we're making our way
Right,
there, what you're gonna do now is once you are sufficiently close to the air, you can then go on the 4.5 net and let Peach know. Hello, Widow 23. This is Spectre 11. Currently departed Gravia, en route. Do you have tasking for me? If you're ready to accept a 5-line or whatever. If not, you just basically announce that you're on this net. Just say Spectre 11 on 4.5 just to put Gravia.
Needs Widow 3-2, was it?
2-3.
Hello, Widow 2-3. This is Spectre 11. Just took off from Gravia Airbase. Ready for 5-line tasking or tasking if you have one. Over.
Widow 2-3. Roger that. Spectre 1-1. Proceed to hold point 1. Over.
Spectre 1-1. Roger that. Going to hold point 1. Out.
Now, if the map is not doing you enough justice, you can press H to bring up the C tab.
Oh yeah, I know how to use it. I also know how to zoom in and zoom out.
Alright, perfect. Then I don't have to teach you that bit.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, heading to AO. What is my tasking? Over.
What's the height that you want to use in this case? So I assume I'm a bit low.
Over.
So at this point, I'm just going to let you use it. Choose whatever you want. Now it depends on what we're dealing with. If we're dealing with Russians and there's jets and SPRT is a contested thing, I would say you want to be down next to the trees, like hovering with the trees.
Roger that. Spectre 1-2, heading to hold point 4.
Because then a tree can also be a way to block a missile. Now, if we're going against Hajis and it's coin up, you want to be as high as possible. So it depends who we're going up against. But for training purposes, you can just leave this altitude.
Do I need to let Peach know that I'm on HP 1?
Yes.
Hello, Widow 2-3. This is Spectre 1-1. Arrived at HP 1. Over.
Widow 2-3. Roger that. Advise when ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Spectre 1-1. Ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Widow 2-3. 5-line tasking is as follows. Extraction, IP, Bravo, grid 209147, HLS 1, mark, blue smoke, egress, south, and proceed to hold point 3. Over.
Spectre 1-1, be back as follows. Extraction, IP Bravo, grid 209147, HLS 1, marked with blue smoke and egress south. Over.
Widow 2-3, read back correct. Ingress when ready. Over.
Spectre 1-1, roger that. Out.
Spectre 1-1,
Ingressing, but I'm not yet because I am a bit slow. So HLS 1, IP Bravo. Okay.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, arrived at HP 4, awaiting 5 lines.
So in this case, even if you're not ingressing immediately, but he said ingress already, so you can say Spectre 1-1.
Widow
ingressing. Even if it takes a few seconds,
roger that.
He just needs to know that you
5-line is as follows. Extraction, IP, Golf.
We'll have to go through some radiology lessons.
Grid.
Yeah, understood.
202129 HLS.
Well, I get
2.
The basic
egress north. Proceed to hold point 2. Over.
The next thing I do is let them know when I'm egressing.
What's the mark?
Ingressing, sorry.
Yes.
There is no mark. Over.
Bravo and when you like blue smoke.
Okay. Do I just say Spectre 1-1, or do I call for him exactly?
You just say Spectre 1-1, IP this, pop blue smoke, or Spectre 1-1, pop blue smoke, whenever you want the smoke ready, or when you're passing the IP.
Okay.
reading pipelines as follows. Extraction.
What do I do then if
IP
he's
Golf
speaking on that?
202129 HLS2, egress north.
It's not, right?
It is important. You need your
Over.
AO.
Break, Spectre 1, passing RP Bravo, ready for blue smoke. Out.
Because what you have to understand there is that you're going into now the hot zone. You're going into the point of once you're going in, everything there's no turning around unless you're actually getting shot at. So that is more important than
Hello,
any other.
Vector 1-2 is Widow 2-3, read back. Correct. Additional
And I
remarks.
wait for
Once at the HLS,
I wait for
remain there
Beach to
for
tell me when
30
the
seconds and then dust off and proceed to HP2. Over.
That was for 1-2, right?
Yes. See, this is where the comms gets tricky. Is that when there's multiple aircraft up.
This is Spectre 1-2, acknowledging remarks, waiting 30 seconds, over.
Widow 2-3, roger that, ingress when ready.
Do I say touchdown?
No, he knows you're here.
Okay.
Widow 2-3, Spectre 1-1, clear to dust.
Okay.
Read back that.
Spectre 1-1, dust and south. Out. Or do I just say clear the dust again?
Spectre 1-1, clear the dust.
Okay, yep.
Or just Vector 1-1 dusting.
Let me just check on jammer.
Still inbound.
Spectre 1-2, passing through RP Golf, over.
Now we're out of the AO.
Okay.
Your choice of where you want to go next. Either you get the next information from Widow 2-3 or you RTB. The choice is up to you. So at this point, for training purposes, you then say Widow 2-3, Spectre 1-1, clear of AO. Do you have additional tasking for me, or ready for your tasking?
Okay. Hello, Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-1. We're clear of the AO. Ready for next tasking if you have one. Over.
It's okay if it doesn't reply to you immediately. So no worries.
Widow 2-3, advise when ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Spectre 1-1, ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Widow 2-3, 5-line tasking is as follows. Insert IP Hotel, grid 194145, HLS 3, no mark, egress, east. Over.
Egress.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, landed at HLS 2, awaiting 30 seconds, over.
Widow 2-3, roger that, you're cleared to dust and proceed with egress. Over.
Okay, then it's me. Hello, Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-1, ready for readback. Over.
Widow 2-3, read back when ready. Over.
Spectre 1-1, insert IP Hotel in grid 194145, HLS3, no mark, egress east. Over.
Widow 2-3, read back good, ingress when ready. Over.
Spectre 1-1, ingressing. Out.
Alright. Hendrix, so when it comes to also bring back, you don't want to start the whole new thing again, because you already put your ticket into the list of things, so you don't need to restart the hello, this is me, and hello you, this is me, basically. You don't
Oh,
do
yeah.
any of that.
Even
So
if it's been a while, then.
Even if it's been a while, because your tick has already been. He's already
Widow
sent
1,
you a
2,
message, and she's waiting
Widow
for
2,
your
3,
reply.
exiting through IP Alpha. Over.
Roger that. Yeah. Understood.
And also, the point of it is also to keep the radio transmission as short as possible.
Correction, Widow 2,
Because
3,
the more
this
you
is
talk on the radio,
Spectre 1, 2,
the
exiting
less
through IP Alpha.
another
Over.
airframe can get its message through as well.
Widow 2-3, Spectre
Okay,
1-2,
understood.
proceed to hold point 2. Over.
Proceeding to HP2. Over.
And let's...
Spectre 1-1, passing IP Hotel. Out.
There we go.
Oh, it's on the hill, isn't it? Yeah.
Hello, Spectre 1-2, this is Widow 2-3. Advise when ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Oh, that was weird.
Widow
Spectre
2.
1-1, clear to dust.
Yo. Spectre 1-1, clear the dust. Out.
There we go.
Yeah, I understand how soon I'll stop saying out, because, like, it's alright, it's not necessary, is it? Yeah.
It adds extra words of not necessariness, because unlike the infantry transmissions, you have a lot more description and things that need to be given, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only time
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, await 5 lines over.
Ice because you have to give a description of where it is you're scanning, but at the same time, you're not talking to a million other people who have
Widow
knowledge.
2-3, 5-line is as follows. Extraction, IP Bravo, grid 194145, HLS 3, mark blue smoke.
We'll need a lot of paper for all these 5 lines.
Always have one on standby every op.
Yeah, but I have like a tiny note, and I'm burning through paper right now.
I mean, I just use an iPad and I just erase it as soon as I'm done.
Yeah, that's quite useful. I have an iPad, but I think I'll set something up then that's easily used. Perhaps even
Widow
with tick boxes.
2-3, grid is as follows. 194145. Over.
Let's say hi to Spectre 1-2. Frames are not too good.
5 lines.
Maybe we should just go to Extraction instead.
IP Bravo 194145 to HLS 3, blue smoke, and egressing west.
That not done?
Widow 2-3, read back.
So, doing that with other
Good.
aircraft.
Ingress when
never
ready.
in front.
Over.
Okay, always behind them.
Behind, below, or above.
Okay.
That way, in case they start to
Hello,
go
Spectre
forward,
1-1, this is
you're not
Widow
gonna-
2-3.
they're not going to
Message
keep
over.
it, because all of a sudden, what if he decides like...
Spectre 1-1, send it over. Sorry, mate.
Widow 2-3, advise when ready for 5-line tasking. Over.
Spectre 1 ready for 5-line tasking, over. Yeah, I understand.
Widow
Ready.
2-3, 5-line is as follows. Extraction, IP Delta, grid 204159, HLS 4, no mark, egress west. Over.
Oh, what's
Widow 2-3,
happening?
this is Spectre 1-2, requesting blue smoke at HLS 3. Over.
Spectre 1-1, read back as follows. Extraction through RP Delta 204159, HLS 4, no mark, egress west. Over.
Widow 2-3, read back correct. Additional remarks remain at HLS 4 for 10 seconds before dusting. Over.
Spectre 1-1, roger out.
Widow 2-3,
Oh, I need to read that back.
ingress when ready. Over.
Spectre 1-1, ingressing right now. What's that thing you say when you ingress?
No.
Maybe but I should have like a document with all the words that I should use in that case.
Possibly. But anyways, so yeah, here's the thing now. There is
Widow 2-3, the suspector 1-2, arrived at HLS-3, over.
now, as I said before, when you're at the holding point,
Widow
you
2,
just say egress.
3,
Now,
clear
here
to
is
us.
one of those
Over.
awkward cases where you shouldn't say egress immediately.
Because
you're still flying around the AO to get there.
okay.
Now, the more appropriate thing, or the official thing that would be said, is positioning to ingress. That would be your more appropriate saying to do. But you can also say, we'll ingress soon. Or basically you're letting them know that you're not getting started it, but you
Widow
have to
2-3, the suspector 1-2, egressing through IP
Okay.
Golf, over.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, this is a lot of
Widow
things.
2,
This is
3,
stuff that normally come
proceed
a
to
lot slower.
HP1, over.
This is the fastest training we have to go through. But it seems to go right so far.
Suspector 1-1, passing IP Delta.
Widow
Everything's going
2-3,
alright.
heading to, this is suspector 1-2, heading to HV1, over.
Be a difficult one to see where the fuck this is. HLS-4 is left of the factory. See behind the solar panels, would you? So 10 seconds before dusting.
Widow 2-3, the suspector 1-2, arrived at HV1, over.
Widow 2, 3, roger that, advise when ready for 5-line task, over.
Widow 2-3, the suspector 1-2, awaiting 5 lines tasking, over.
Widow 2, 3, 5-line tasking is as
Dustin
follows.
West, but I don't communicate about this, right?
IP
Because he tells me
Bravo,
to
grid 209147, HLS 1,
even if he's
no
speaking in
mark,
that case.
egress,
Okay.
west, over.
Widow 2-3, repeating 5 lines as follows. Insert through IP Bravo 209 Wolf 147 HLS 1, no remark, no mark, and egress west, over.
Widow 2, 3, read back okay, ingress when ready, over.
Dusted and you exit the AO.
Yep. Suspect 1-1, dusted and left the AO. Ready for next task.
Let's see what's next on the training schedule. Just double check.
We can always R2B. Better.
Let's take Seagull.
Hello, Spectre 1-1, this is Widow 2, 3, can I get an update of your location, over?
Spectre 1-1 on HB1. Okay.
Move on to the next thing on the training plan.
Right, Roger. We'll this will be our third one, and then we'll RTB if you want for the next bit.
Let Widow 2-3 cancel on that next training. So just let him know that you're cancelling.
Oh. Spectre 1-1, cancel next. Ah. Yes.
Widow 2-3, the suspector 1-2, ingressing through IP Bravo, over.
But just that, so I'm cancelling it.
Wait 1 second. Widow 2-3, Spectre 1-1, Bravo message.
Widow 2, 3, send message over.
Spectre 1-1 Bravo, currently we're gonna do possibly one more HLS, as well as one more for Spectre 1-2, then we're gonna move on to the next thing, just to help with its schedule of training.
Widow 2, 3, roger that, just be aware it is 10 o'clock, over.
Roger, then I will give you a little something I'd like to prepare then.
Row.
Carter, you want to take over for the meantime? Just 1 second, I'll be right
Hello,
back.
Spectre 1-1, this is Widow 2-3 message over.
Hello, what? Spectre 1-1, say you message over.
Just more into Hendrix for the meantime.
Yeah.
Widow 2-3, advise we're ready for 5-line tasking, over.
Spectre 1-1, ready for 5-line tasking, over.
Hello, Spectre 1-2, this is Widow 2-3, you're cleared dust, over.
Yeah.
Rep 2 contact.
Say again?
Rep 2 contact.
A contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me get this 5-line off.
Hello, Spectre 1-1, this is Widow 2-3, 5-line is as follows. Extraction, IP Hotel, Grid 209147, HLS 1, Mark, Blue Smoke, Egress West. Over.
Spectre 1-1, read back as follows. Extraction, IP Hotel, Grid 209147, HLS 1, marked with blue smoke, egress west, over.
Widow 2-3, read back, good, hold position, and await ingress, over.
Spectre 1-1, holding at HB1, out.
To make life easier for you...
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, egress through IP Golf, awaiting holding point orders, over.
Okay, here's what I propose. Basically, this next one comes to pick us up. You tell me which HLSs you want to go next. I'll set the contacts at them, and then you just basically give the 5 lines from the back of the helicopter. For the next. So basically, you give them 1-2 their next 5 line.
Yeah.
That's where they'll be. That's where they'll receive their contact, and then afterwards, once they come to pick us up, you give them one more 5 line, and then they'll have also contact in that one. That'll be me and you in that helicopter.
Right. What do you want to train here? Do you want me to train the waving off and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Widow 2-3, acknowledge last from Spectre 1-2.
So I'm gonna spawn like 1.
Widow 2-3, roger that. Proceed to hold point 4, over.
So basically, what I'm just gonna do is just spawn down like 1 African guy and just shoot some AK rounds at the helicopter and nearby the helicopter, pretty much.
Okay.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, arrived at hold point 4, over.
So depending on which HLS you give, I'll just spawn the guy there.
Okay. Hello, Spectre 1-1. This is Widow 2-3, message over.
Spectre 1-1, say message over.
Widow 2-3, ingress when ready, over.
Spectre 1-1, ingressing now.
Okay. Well, if you want to head over to Thingy's helicopter, and I'll give you... We'll send him into HLS 4. Actually, he's at hold point 4. I'll send him into HLS 3, just to speed things up a little bit.
Okay, I'll put the guy on like the other side and just come up on the hill.
Okay.
Spectre 1-1, passing IP Hotel.
Right, I obviously won't be in his helicopter.
Spectre 1-1, ready for blue smoke.
You'll have to...
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, at hold point 4, over.
Widow 2-3, roger that. Advise when ready for 5 line tasking, over.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, awaiting 5 lines, tasking, over.
Widow 2-3, 5 line tasking is as follows. Extraction, IP Foxtrot, Grid 194145, HLS 3, no mark, egress west, over.
Reading 5 lines as follows. Extraction through IP Golf, 194145, HLS 3, no mark, egress through west, over.
Widow 2-3, read back, good, ingress when ready. Hello, Spectre 1-1, this is Widow 2-3, clear to dust, over.
Spectre 1-1, clear to dust.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, arrived at, ingress through IP Foxtrot, over. Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, taking small arms fire at HLS 3, over.
Widow 2-3, wave off, over. Hello.
How did he take 5? Didn't we have the same...
1-1, this is Widow 2-3, message over.
Spectre 1-1, send your message over.
Widow 2-3, advise when ready for 5-line tasking, over.
Spectre 1-1, ready for 5-line tasking, over.
Widow 2-3, 5-line tasking is as follows. Extraction, IP Alpha, grid 204159, HLS 4, no mark, egress west, over.
Spectre 1-1, read back as follow. Extraction IP Alpha 204159, HLS 4, and no mark and egress west, over.
Widow 2-3, read back. Okay, ingress when ready, over.
Spectre 1-1, ingressing, out.
Widow 2-3, this is Spectre 1-2, arrived at HP 1, await, over.
Widow 2-3, roger that. RTB, over.
Spectre 1-1, ready for blue smoke. Spectre 1-1, passing IP Alpha. Spectre 1-1, taking fire, egressing west now, out.
Widow 2-3, roger that. RTB, over.
Spectre 1-1, north.
Cool.
Wiggling. You know my wiggle, wiggle, don't stop.
Right.
You happy?
Yeah. Yeah. Give you a little bit of feedback once we're all landed and stuff. And then I think get off the server because it's 10 past already.
I was quite happy with the. It was funny to do the landing near the power lines.
Yeah. You enjoy the power lines, yeah. Always get you to land in dodgy locations like that. You got lucky tonight, I didn't put any hills in your way.
And what do you say when you are arriving in the airspace of Gravia 1F?
I assume that's over short range, just back to 1-1.
From a certain direction, landing where? Spectre 1-1 approaching from the east landing terminal.
Okay. Spectre 1-1 approaching from the east landing at terminal.
We'll go over in a bit more accurate the details, but basically for at least a campaign, that's the bare minimum you need.
Okay. I think I'm going to completely forget to use third person because I'm
Spectre 1-2 is cooling down.
drifting so much. It's easy to fly in first. Good business. So fucking handy that.
Just stand by the line.
What, not next to him?
You're not next to him, but I'm saying the line.
Oh, okay. One, yes.
No, it's not cuties.
Alright. Spectre 1-1 spooling down.
Spectre 1-1 spooling down.
Bomb. Okay.
And then we crash.
Alright.
Sweet. Is that everything, Sir Pelly?
That's everything, at least for Arcona's training today.
Roger, Roger. That was a good crack.
Oh, I love me some crack.
Forgive my panicky comms.
That's right.
Yeah, do you mind
First
if
day.
I give a little bit of feedback now?
Go
Yes,
for it,
certainly.
Peach. You are Widow 2-3, the man.
Cool. So yeah, that was pretty solid considering it was guy's first time. So that was pretty impressive. Hendrix, you were mostly okay. I think the only point I had was towards the end there with the landing there. So unless you feel like, well, your airframe's in imminent danger and you need to wave off immediately, I'd say commit to the landing unless I tell you to wave off.
Okay.
If you decide you do need to wave off, you need to radio it in, say waving off, and I'll give you a direction, which might be to try the HLS again or to proceed to whatever point and whatever. Because as it was, you basically got near to touching down and then basically just flew off and then said you were leaving,
That was me, I believe.
which is
No, that was me. Don't worry about
no,
it.
I was Hendrix towards the end there, but I didn't see how you did Jammer on the contact. But if
Well,
Yeah,
we
I-
weren't too. We weren't. Well, by the sounds of it, Hendrix was close to touching down. We weren't that close to touching down before we received shots. So
okay, well,
we
that's
waved
fair.
off kind of early.
Well, yeah, you radioed it in, said you're receiving a small farms fire, and then I told you to wave off. So that's
Mhm.
fine.
There was a little bit of a delay on the transmission of the message, though, between actually taking the contact versus the transmission. But otherwise, it was okay.
This is
Yeah,
first day,
no.
Pelly.
I know I'm saying, I'm just saying
First
that.
time, so
Yeah, I
Not
need to
good
change the
enough.
bind. It's really awkward. I keep mispressing and doing the shout.
Oh,
keys. I need.
Control tab.
Yeah, I keep
Yeah.
doing control tab because I've got a
So-
60% keyboard, so it's quite small.
yeah, Hendrix, that was solid for tonight, and then Jammer, the only fit, again solid, a little bit of feedback, slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm-
When I
no.
get nervous, I do talk a bit.
It's all right. I get it. Like I was nervous my first time on the fucking radio as well, talking to all these camps. And I know. So yeah, I'm not expecting an immediate reply. So if you need to take 5-10 seconds to get into position to auto hover or whatever the fuck you do up there
Mm-hmm.
to make sure you're ready for the 5 line to receive it, then do that, and then message me whenever you're ready. And then the same for the read back if you need to. Make sure that you've actually got everything down before you read it back. Get everything, into order. Because we want to aim for sort of, accuracy of the comms. We want to sort of keep it as smoothly flowing as possible. But other than that, yeah, solid work as well. Like none of the 5 lines were any problem really, and the comms were good. So yeah, well done.
Any questions or comments from you two?
No, I don't believe I have any.
Cool. Hendrix?
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Cool.
Theory was quite something, but it was all good. I liked it.
Yes,
Yeah.
There is only just some final comments I will give about the comms specifically. I already gave this to Hendrix while we were flying. To Jammer, I'll also give it to you as well. Pretty much, if the frequency becomes congested, I'm pretty sure at some point you wanted to give your message across, but 1-1 was speaking.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. You can wait for your turn, because the whoever's already on the net, pretty much he has priority to speak. But unless it becomes important for you to get your message across, which means you are entering the AO, Widow 2-3 must know this airframe is entering the AO right now, or the smoke is needed for it. That becomes a more priority frequency than reading back a 5 line. So at that point, you have the authority to say break, for example, as Hendrix did on one of them, to get his message across that I'm entering the AO. This is a critical point for me. I need this message gone across now.
User left your channel.
The only aircraft that would be of more importance than you who's entering the AO is one that's about to commit a cast run or one that is in distress. At that point, those are the only two aircrafts which would be of more importance than you at that point.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, there was quite a lot of times where one was talking, and I felt like I couldn't get anything else for quite a period of time. But obviously, then the break would have helped me a lot. But in that situation.
So yeah, no worries about that. Just pretty much get that little bit of break, and then get your message across. Because if it's valid, if it's considered to be of utmost importance at that time. The only other thing I will say is also for the readbacks to try and keep them as short as possible. So instead of going hello, this is da 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 da, like starting a whole new message, because Weirdo 23 has already given you the message. You're in the readback process now. If you don't get your readback out immediately, he's still waiting on you for that readback, so you don't need to start the whole new message again.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's just
the one exception to that I'd interject is if I'm talking to another call sign in between you delivering the readback. So if, for example, I deliver the 5 line and then I talk to 1-1, then you'd have to come on and basically start the conversation with me again, so I know it's you who's talking to me. Although I know it's you because I can hear your voice. But
the only thing that he has to say is technically the call sign. He doesn't have to do the whole hello, Weirdo 23, this is da da da.
Yeah, those are just infantry comms. So if you just want to do flight comms and just give your call sign and then do whatever, you do that. I do the infantry comms because I'm
essentially keep it as short and sweet as possible, so that you get your message across, the next aircraft can get his message across, Weirdo 23 gets all the information he needs as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the basic of it.
One additional question.
Sure.
In addition of in a situation where we're taking shots like the last one, is it the safest way to have your back of the aircraft turned towards the shots so you don't get hit yourself, or is that like endangering the craft itself?
Now that depends on what it is. So, well, in most cases, you should be fine. The only helicopter that I think that could be an issue is helicopters like the Juno and the Wildcat, which have quite a lot of critical things at the back, but even then, that's still there's no real safe angle from it. But otherwise, having the helicopter towards the back, you're putting as much of the aircraft between you and getting the shots. Because at least if you get shot, the aircraft is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
If the helicopter gets shot, there's a slight chance you and the helicopter can both make it back.
Okay, understood.
So yes, put everything, put as much as you can between you and where the shots are coming from. Even in the case of the Chinook, the infantry between you and getting shot.
Yeah, most definitely the infantry. Especially
airframes are pretty hardy as well, so anything short of an RPG probably isn't going to take you down. I mean, sustained like 762 might, but
okay.
So you can take some hits before you.
But a situation like it was
yes,
when that was all right, then to
for
take
the Griffin,
some
yes, 100%.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So in that situation, if that was an op, like one guy was firing at you, you'd basically radio in, taking shots or whatever. I'd look over and fucking see how much fire was going up towards you, and I'd tell you to either wave off or just commit.
And I also will add for in Jammer's case as well, doing the flyby, getting the rear of the aircraft, the rear of the aircraft facing towards the shots, also a better decision. I would have personally just flown away from the shots than circling around them, but again, that's just more things that you learn as you do defensive flying. So yeah.
Right.
Sweet. Should we call it index then? Index, gentlemen.
Right, lovely.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User left your channel. Switched. User joined your channel.
Are you here Sunday?
That is a good question. I can't say yes to that. I might be here. I might not be. It all depends on how busy I am, because next week I am going for my exams. So probably.
What Sunday, do you know?
Take a Sunday off, mate. Exams are important.
Sunday is helicopter logistics and 5-line practice. So continuing this, and then McFly pretty much can go through like sling loading, box loader stuff.
Yeah, so I'm on a holiday this Sunday, like a short trip. I'll be back on Thursday.
Yeah, you're not gonna be there.
What's even that point?
He's already informed on corner, so yeah.
Fuck, I can take my first holiday of the year.
Sweet. Well, I guess we'll do a short debrief.
I guess it's me and McFly teaching Jamahan on Sunday.
I guess, yeah.
As of now, I don't. I'm rotated into